Okay, let's see. All right. So we got this reveal from XM Studios, right? And um the Bane, man.
Yeah.
Looks like it's like classic or regular, like a regular Bane. Knowing XM Studios, they're probably gonna modernize the suit and make it technical and texture and you know modern lines and all this extra stuff and make it look pretty cool.
Mm.
Normally when it comes to that type of stuff, either people love it or they hate it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
This is gonna be 6 scale only, right?
Oh really, that's news to me. I didn't know that.
I don't think they have the license to do regular characters in quarter.
Really?
Depends. I know they did that the Batman with the rifle, which is like the Miller Batman. They did it
Yeah,
with in
they did
both
both.
scales.
Both, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean they did the Cal Rayner in both. I'm not sure if they'll do this in both either, but if you think about it, we have no Batman character in both scales. Not that I can think of at the moment. Um, that is not Samurai. All Samurai is in quarter scale, but even when they do any kind of event in the US, XM will only bring their 6 scale stuff. And so
Damn,
I'm
man.
not sure. I don't think they have the license for it, but I think they might do it anyways. And at least they don't have the license to do it in quarter for the US,
Mm-hmm.
but they might do it anyway, knowing that people from the US will get their hands on it. We'll
Mm-hmm.
see. But my expectation is that this is 6 scale. If anything, if it comes out in quarter scale, it's also going to be in sixth for like
Mm.
their DC Rebirth line. I'm 100% sure on that fact.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We will see. We will definitely see.
Definitely.
So this next section, these next 10 or 12, 15 or so pictures, this all came from Jay's Facebook story, right? And I can share these, right, Trey?
Yeah.
Because this
He's
came from.
it. Yeah. By all
Oh,
means.
okay, all right, got it. So
Unless he tells,
this.
I'm just playing.
What we have here is Wonder Woman. This is like a one of those. Like it reminds me of those like the Prime One cuties, like the little small joints. Queen Studios has like those little small joints too. So
Hmm.
I'm assuming that that Legendary Beast is going to get into this as well. Is this their entrance into this, or have they been producing these type of pieces?
I don't think he's released any of them yet, but I think this is like the very beginning of it. I don't think I've seen any released yet. But I know
Okay.
it's his baby, his heart passion.
Well, that's good because I think it's good for collectors because not everyone can afford the big 1/3 Iron Man and 1/3 blah 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 and the 1/3 blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But if they like Wonder Woman, they got the smaller option here that they can pick up, and it doesn't take up nearly as much space, right? So that's always cool.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, look at that, right? It has a whole base, right? And
Hmm.
so for one of these kind of things, it's got a lot going on. So what's the price point going to be like? And then you gotta ask yourself, what's this market like really? I feel like a lot of companies are diving into this, so I want to assume that there's actually people that are interested in this. But then at the same time, I think about pops and how that's kind of like blown
It's
up in their
huge,
prices, and
huge.
that's way cheaper, right?
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
see them, they're throwing all their stock in a landfill. Granted, they overproduced. And like there's a lot of pops going out to different stores, and people do buy a lot of pops.
Yeah.
But like again, they definitely overproduce. Legendary Beast isn't gonna do that. They're gonna be conservative in how much they make. But
Hmm.
still, like I'm curious to know what's the actual market that wants to pay how much they're gonna ask for this, and at this size, looking like this chibi style character. Again, because this isn't just like the character in maybe a stiff pose on like a small black circle or something. It has a
Hmm.
whole base going on here, so it's
Hmm.
not going to be as affordable as the other companies. It's going to be more expensive. And
You
so,
think so?
are you going to get to the point where this costs the price as a same price as a hot toy? I'll I buy this instead of a hot toy.
I doubt it.
I'm not. No, I'm
I
not
hope
doubting
not.
it. Look at
Really?
the 10th scale on your desk. It's like $200. You know, like they're like
That's true.
they're around that price now. You know,
Well,
with
that's
how
true.
much, and then you ask yourself, I don't know. I'm just, thinking out loud. What's gonna be the price point for this? And still, there's gonna be people that prefer something like this to maybe a hot toy. But I
Hmm.
mean, if they're going into the market, I think it's something you should think about. You know, because the more you add, the more you have to charge for like the extra labor and design costs.
Well, this will be a case study. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes. If people take to it, I'm sure we'll see more and more of these being produced. And if they don't, that's okay too. Because I mean, I guarantee you those third scale pieces are gonna sell. So it's gonna be all right. Maybe he'll try something else if this doesn't work. That's kind of just how it works when you're an entrepreneur. You try something, it don't work, you try something else.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So okay, cool. Let's keep it pushing. So we got. I didn't know what to make of this. This is a Batman suit. This is from the obviously the Ben Affleck Batman. This is a suit, like a suit. It looks life size. It's like, okay, what the hell does this mean?
Probably doesn't mean anything. Just taking a picture of stuff, I imagine. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't never put them past Jay. He going too crazy. He going too crazy. I don't listen. I don't know. Hey, anything is possible with this guy, man.
I mean, you also can't
Anything is
forget this is
possible.
his personal Facebook, right? So
Yeah. Oh well, that's true. Yeah,
sometimes
that's
you
true.
might see a picture that has nothing to do with LBS.
That's true. I guess. I guess. So, this one, I,
That's interesting.
I think we should. I think we should read into this one here because I
Yeah.
mean, look, is man like why would you post a man back cover? You know what I'm saying? Like why the hell would you post that? That
Hmm.
don't even make sense. Like yeah, yeah. I think at this point we should start speculating scale. So are we getting quarter scale? We getting third scale? What we talking? What we talking? You know what I'm saying? Because this is. I
I
mean,
think
there's no way in the hell he just
third,
posting this just for the hell of it.
yeah, I think we were
Imagine.
third
Sorry, go
scale.
ahead. Third skill? Third skill of what, Trey?
Man
Uh,
bat.
yeah, if in this, I would say speculate one third scale man bat for sure.
Speculate one third skill. Man, Jay
Bruh,
is a
one
crazy
third scale
guy.
man bat, bruh. Are you kidding me? Think about that. Who's crazy enough to do one third scale man bat? A man bat is a character that I've been seeing for at least probably the last 2 years. A lot of people saying, "Oh, man bat, man bat, man bat." Um, and I know that if he produces it, I'm sure people like Chris Batman Statue Collector is gonna hop on the horse and start running laps around this, and
Yeah,
it's gonna drive up the stock, drive up the hype, drive up the FOMO,
yeah,
and shit
I
is
don't
is
know.
over with.
I
and
don't know.
and remember, on every one of them is going to be a low ES to keep that collectability factor, but also to make sure that he can get the pieces that everyone's demanding. So it doesn't need to be 1,000 people to want it. But if it's between 200 and 300, well, it's a whole different story.
I mean, are there going to be 200 people that want one third man bat? Oh,
Well,
no.
here's the thing: you got to think about if it looks cool. Think about that what was it Queen Studios Blood Sport or whatever Blood what was it
Bloodstorm.
Bloodstorm
Batman.
the Batman joint, right?
Hmm.
Like that's not something I don't know the goddamn thing about no Bloodstorm Batman, but it looked cool though. It
Still
just looks
available.
it just looks cool. It's still available. How many did they produce of that?
No
Do
idea.
you
No idea. But it's probably going to, probably, I want to guess it's over 300. So
right?
I'm not sure, but I'm guessing.
And I'm just gonna go out on a limb and guess. I'm gonna guess that Man Bat is more popular than Bloodsport, Bloodstorm, Batman.
I'll tell you right now, no, he's not.
Really?
Because that Bloodstorm, it's in the end, it's still Batman, But like when you say you want to make a villain like Man Bat and you want to do it in 1/3, you know, it's gonna be pricey. How many people are interested in that? Again, LBS doesn't need so many people to be on board to produce a piece. Like
Hmm.
the Cyclops that Trey was saying, that's 150, right? But it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna be questioning like, are you actually making money off of this release? Is with if it's like the Man Bat.
I agree with you, Buck. And I think like so when he's putting something like this out, I think he's also saying, hey, are you guys going to support it? And I don't think he's going to do that in, the first, batch of rogue villains for Batman. But if you guys, he's saying that, do you guys want this? And if you do, let me know. I'll do it. Like he'll do
Yeah.
Right.
whatever.
Right. He
But
teasing it. Yeah.
yeah. So, but think about it. All these people are saying, man, somebody should do a Clayface. Somebody should do a two. Somebody should do this and that. Okay. Well, here's a person that's saying I'll do it. Will you
hmm
back it if I do?
Right.
I don't know if people will, right? That's the thing. A lot of collectors say stuff and they don't
That's
mean it
true.
because,
That's true.
Right.
the Venoms, the Batman. See, Prime One, what do they make? They make Batman statues,
Yep.
and that's all they fucking do.
Yep.
And you would think at this point everybody's got a Batman statue. They're still selling out of Batmans, aren't they?
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are like, oh, we want something different, man. Oh no. The new shiny Batman comes out. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna sell my old Batman to get the new one. And like
Mm-hmm.
again, people say stuff and they don't mean it. They're not their mouth saying one thing, but they're pulling out their credit card with the other with their hand, like behind the scenes, passing it to Prime. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I pre-order for that one.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
Right.
and
Right.
that's true too. I mean, because if you look at, and I think a lot of people have bought the Blade, but the Blade for PCS had 400 pieces and it's still available. So I think that's true.
hmm And again, because it's third scale. Not everyone's collecting third scale, and then third scale for a character that's not super popular, and it's not even the hero; it's a villain. Come on, I
I
think
think
that's
it
a
would.
hard sell.
I think it would have to be later on when you've got the people that have started establishing their third scale lines. Like
Yeah,
so, like for me, DC, I refused to collect DC because I was trying not to. I love DC, and then here came Jay with the LBS. I found this out like a month or so ago. I was like, damn, because now I got to do it.
right.
He so. But once you start getting the characters, and then you have the specific ones that you want, if there's 200 or 300 people that would really want it, here's your chance. So
hmm
So one thing I will say as well is that, well, we'll see. We'll see. Ultimately, we'll see what happens with this. You also have Ra's al Ghul. I know Rome is a huge Ra's al Ghul person, and he's been wanting something like this. And so, this is another one. Same conversation with Man Bat. I think
mhm.
he's a little bit more popular than Man Bat, but will people support it? We'll see. We'll see. Ultimately, we'll see. You know.
This is one I can see people supporting.
and
Hmm.
and then also, what will Prime One do? Like when they see the rumbles of here comes, that particular character, are they going to try to hurry up and come down and see what happens? So they don't miss the boat. What are they going to do too?
Well,
So
here's
we'll
the
we'll
thing.
see.
If let's just say for the sake of argument, let's say he produced this Ra's al Ghul and it goes crazy, right? Like Buck saying
Hmm.
this, he think this is gonna sell. Let's say it go crazy, and he sell out, right? I guarantee you, a Prime One is gonna come right behind him like shit. All right, hey look, we got a Ra's al Ghul going. What y'all trying to do?
Hmm.
Like, ain't no way in the hell. That's how the statue game works.
I don't know, man.
And then
Somebody
they're gonna
takes
have
a
to deal.
chance.
They're gonna have to deal with that price at that point too, because
That's
their
So,
price is
pricey.
higher
hmm
than
exactly.
LBS. So will this help us bring Prime One back down? You know.
Nah, I don't think
Nah.
that's gonna happen. Prime One's selling fine. I like,
Hmm.
I one thing I'm gonna ask though is you gotta see, think about what it took to sell that Talon statue for the
Hmm.
owls. iconic storyline, and apparently
But
people, you know,
not as many people bought it.
some sentiment is like, oh, it's good, but like what it took, it had to be threatened to be canceled. I think it actually got canceled and came back. Like how many years that was on pre-order before it finally happens. It was up in the air for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. People say they want villains. I think it's Cap. That's just what I'm saying. I think it's Cap. I think,
Cappuccino.
or it's a very, 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 very tiny minority, or like you don't have enough people wanting the same villains. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
like when they actually make them, they don't sell out. You know, got the
Mm-hmm.
So
Taskmaster from Sideshow, good statue, has some issues, but it's a villain. It's reasonably priced. That's just gone up for sale like crazy. Disgusting discounts on it, still available for some reason. You know,
so let me ask you this. We're talking about villains and that type of stuff. So you do you agree that the penguin that Sideshow just put out, you think that's gonna sell well?
it's gonna sell well, I think, because of FOMO. But even
Mm-hmm.
then, sell well for that character is not the same as sell well for a hero.
Okay.
It's not going to be the same standard. I think that Penguin is probably going to surprise some people. It's going to have a higher ES than people were thinking. People want the low ES right now, but it's not going to have a low ES. It's going to be, I think King Penguin's going to be around 1,000 to 2,000 ES.
So if they hit you with 2,000, you think people are going to be ticked? If they tried to jump in and make sure that if it was only 500, they didn't miss out, you think it'll be ticked?
I'm gonna laugh my ass off. That's all I'm gonna say. If it's around 2 grand, I want to laugh at the people that wanted it to be. Because the thing is, if you want it to be low ES, all you gotta do is not purchase it. Don't during the time when they don't have an ES, don't buy it. And then when they announce it, if you want the character, you buy it immediately. But the thing is, they're not gonna undercut themselves. Not Sideshow.
Why would they do that?
Sideshow's gonna open it up for pre-orders. They're gonna get like the first influx of people coming in to purchase. They get a feel for the demand. They're listening to what we're saying live and all that stuff. They're seeing what people are saying on social media. They judge the demand. They probably have their own different metrics as well. Maybe how many people visit the like I think it will be 500 to 1,000 like
Delaney,
Freeze and
shout out to
Scarecrow.
Delaney, man. That's my man. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
I think Freeze and Scarecrow were like over 1,000, weren't they? Am I crazy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were. I
I
had
might be wrong.
Scarecrow. I think Scarecrow was definitely over 1,000.
Maybe like 50. If you combine the exclusive with the regular, I think it was over 1,000. I
Let
might
me
be
see.
wrong though. But like, it's basically saying that that ES, generally speaking, they're gonna wait for the first wave of pre-orders, people that are eager to secure theirs, and based on that demand and some other metrics they have, they're gonna decide the ES, and they're gonna make a surplus so that people who like didn't come in at first, they can still get it later, and then they might still have some stock to sell after the fact. Again, because
Oh,
I don't think Sideshow is going to be hurting in terms of like warehousing these pieces because they don't have to make the entire ES at once.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I gotta
mm,
remind you guys, Gladiator Hulk that came out how many years ago, and I think it was still up for pre-order. Like I know my friend still has it on pre-order and he hasn't gotten it yet. It's just because they haven't finished the producing the entire ES. So it's just a matter of saying like if they see there's not enough demand, they don't have to keep producing the statue, right? So they can set the ES at whatever number they want.
so okay, uh, so Mr. Freeze and Scarecrow are both the same, and yeah, so it's 500 for the exclusive and 1,000 for the regular for
Yeah,
both.
that's because I
So
know it's over a
it's
thousand for both.
yeah, I didn't realize which was, I didn't know if 500 was for the regular and 1,000 for the exclusive or which one, but it's the 500 for the exclusive for both of those.
That's probably what Jeff is actually saying.
Yeah, I didn't know which was which, but yeah, yep, yep, yep. I mean, here's my thing. Oh, he said it already. I didn't even have to do all that. Thank you. um, so here's the thing. So, I mean, here's what I think. I mean, as it pertains to that penguin from Sideshow, and we'll move on to the next picture. If you like the piece, just get the damn piece, man. Like, I don't know why people like try to play these mind games with edition sizes. Like, if you want the piece, just get the piece. Like how many pieces, how many is being produced? Like, it's not like they're gonna do 6,000 of them, 7,000 of them. I mean, it's probably gonna be like less than 2,000, and there's millions of people in this world. It's still a collectible. It's still rare. It's still whatever. Like, just get the damn piece, man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What I will say is, it is wise not to pre-order a piece that hasn't have that doesn't have an edition size announced yet. Why should I give them my money when I know I can get it anytime I want? Right? If it doesn't have an ES, it means I can still pre-order it and I'll be guaranteed a piece. The only time when that's gonna happen that I might miss out is once they've announced the ES, then it can possibly finish. But at this point, there's no need to say I'm going to order Penguin at right now because there's no set ES, so you're not losing out on anything. I prefer to like keep my money with me for as long as possible and not give it to these. It gives me ultimate freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I would even be happier if the statue could release. I see the unboxing video on YouTube. I see maybe someone get it in firsthand, and like I can look at it before I buy the statue. Like that's what I prefer. I don't like to just because you give your money to the company and you're trying to have complete faith in them that they're going to give you something of quality. That doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's issues with a piece and a run, and it's not like it happens often, you know, but it can happen, and it's best to always, as a consumer, I want to keep like as much leverage on my
Hmm.
side as possible and give
Mm-hmm.
myself as many options as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if a competitor comes out a little later
Yeah,
that you like better, you don't have to cancel and lose
exactly.
your money.
But yeah, don't want to be saying, "Oh, can you like give me back my money?"
I
Instead,
hate that shit. I hate doing
you
that.
don't have to contact anyone. You just again put your money where you want it.
Aquaman, of course, this is a classic joint, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This one,
That's a hint
Joker,
right there on you. Like that's
yeah,
like that
like
could be what it looks like.
it's a
Um,
drawing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This is Alex
why?
Ross.
So Alex, oh, this is based on Alex Ross.
Yeah, this looks like a
Art.
design sheet for Joker that he would have done. He does like his designs in pencil and like do the character turnaround.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is an Alex Ross Joker, I believe.
Okay. Buck knowing his stuff. This is Riddler, right? I see a
Yes, it is.
question mark. A question mark
Yeah, and it
on the
looks like
thing.
more Alex Ross art too. Looks
Okay.
like that's the route they're going for their Justice League and DC stuff.
Wonder Woman, of course.
Yeah,
mhm.
this is
And
an Alex Ross. I can't quite place the artist for this one.
when you guys see the Wonder Woman, it's I love it. Like it's a 10. It's a 10.
Okay. Here's more Wonder Woman art. So this doesn't look like there's anything specific as far as the art style because she's a little different.
It's
Um,
AI-ish. This looks like AI art.
now this is what I got a little excited for right here, which is the Storm.
Hmm.
Um, because Storm is my girl. And I like this. And
But
I think he's doing third scale right now. So
all third scale. What do you think about the outfit? Like the color of the outfit?
I'm good. I'm good with that. Yeah, this is cool.
Mhm.
She'll be in black instead of white.
Yeah.
Like keep it extra skimpy, LBS. As much skin as possible.
Loki.
The Loki base is fantastic too. Like, wait till you see that base. It's fantastic.
I already know. I already know. Okay, we already got through that. So more pictures. XM. This is Galvatron, I believe.
Yeah.
Only
This looks.
199 pieces.
It looks nice, doesn't it?
Hmm.
I had a picture of the full piece. I don't know what happened to it, but anyway, PCS. Can somebody fill me in on this license here?
I had never heard of this movie in my life until I saw this sneak peek.
I remember the movie. I just wonder. I wonder how this is going to be interesting. I wonder how big a following this is going to have because, I mean, I hadn't even thought about this movie in so long. But I mean, he's out there trying to do his thing. Got to give Ant credit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, look at that. They freaking did Aeon Flux. I mean, come on. What are the chances? That feels like random as hell too. And that I think that sculpt came out good.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
With this, the thing that worries me is this character has a very ugly face. So I'm just like, you know, will the sexy pose offset the portrait? Or are people really like, I want her to look like she can kill me. So
Mm,
maybe maybe they're
yeah.
gonna get it still. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I'm pretty curious how this will turn out. So far, it looks very alluring. I'll say.
It's hard for me to collect things that are like one and done. Like like if it was like Voltron, that unless they do like the cars and planes, you're only getting one Voltron. Like it's hard for me to collect something that I don't have a line that I'm going to be collecting with it. And that's just me mentally. So,
Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. We've already talked about this. I don't know how these pictures
man, Astro, I think
really.
you about to buy that, man. I think you like it that much. I think you're gonna buy it.
Nah, hell no.
And ain't bling lie.
I can get 4 or 5 quarter scales for the price of this.
Hell yeah.
Catwoman, new art prints from Sideshow. We have this Catwoman uh piece here. How y'all feel about this? This cool? I think this is cool. Cool
Oh,
piece.
I like that, man.
I
Yeah, I
like
think it's
this
cool.
artist, not fond of this piece.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. She does really good stuff. I don't know. I think she has better like stuff out there.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. I'll actually check her out. Um, another art print here. Iron Man Infinity Saga. I don't ever remember seeing this suit. This from the comics.
Possibly.
Oh no.
He's got like a whole fleet of Iron Man. But like the weird thing is like they're all flying in different directions. It's weird. Do you see that? Like some are flying the opposite direction from him,
Oh yeah, I see
and
that.
then
Yeah.
some are flying like it's like they have weird trajectories. I wonder what that's about.
Maybe he's getting attacked from all different angles.
Sure.
Tweet ahead. Two Face teaser. Looks like it's gonna be. I would assume like a museum pose where he's standing up,
Hmm.
holding the coin. Two Face. I'm not on the market for a Batman villain like this, but I'm excited for all the folks who's gonna get this guy.
Somebody earlier said they thought it may be only coming in 1/6 scale. Uh,
Nah, ain't no way in the hell Twitter had that crazy.
yeah, I wouldn't think they would be. I hope not. That'd be dumb.
Yeah, we
That
done.
would be crazy. Like
Or
that.
or if they don't do it, they probably cannot.
Well,
Because
yeah,
I can't imagine them being that dumb. Like, they know people want this. There's
in
people that
quarter
want this.
scale,
Yeah, in
right?
quarter
And
scale.
here's the thing. I mean, me personally, this is just me. If Twitter here in my company, if I can't produce the Two Face in quarter scale, I'm not doing it at all. Like F it.
What? Nah, I do it still. It's 6 scale.
I mean,
Then
but it's how many people gonna buy it in 6 scale versus quarter scale? I think
people
it'd be
buy it.
more.
They have a mark. There's people that buy 6 scale statues from them. They clearly have that market. That's why they produce it.
I guess you're right.
Only reason I wouldn't do it if it was only a 1/6 scale would be because I wouldn't want the backlash from people bashing my company because I didn't do it in 1/4. That's the only reason.
Uh,
I think
Delaney coming
it'll
through.
be
Delaney
as
coming through. It's up to Sideshow where the 1/4 scale happens.
uh
It's their
they
license.
share the
Got it.
license with Sideshow.
They
That's what I
share the
was assuming
license.
as well, right? So
Got it. Thank
if
you. Thank you
if
for that.
Sideshow doesn't have a quarter scale in the pipeline, then
They won't let
they
them do it.
no, then they probably will like let Tweeterhead do it.
You think so? If Sideshow has one in the pipeline, they'll let Tweeterhead go ahead and do
If
that.
they don't have
All
one,
right, all right, that's right. Okay, okay, that's where I agree. Yes, exactly. I
because
think that's
also
that.
that way it's a way to make the statue happen where Sideshow can share the profits and take none of the risk.
Well, exactly, and then too, it's almost like a litmus test to like for us collectors. Like, okay, Tweeterhead's doing Two Face and quarter scale. I think it's safe to assume that Sideshow's not doing Tweeterhead. I mean, doing Two Face and quarter scale anytime soon, right? So, okay, all right. I think it's safe to go ahead and take this. Try to go ahead and pick this up.
Oh, yeah, if this comes out in quarter scale, then yeah, it's probably safe to assume Sideshow won't do it. Because,
Right.
like Jeff just said, it's Sideshow's license. So I imagine why would they let, especially a character that hasn't been done as much as Two Face? If it was a Batman or a Joker or a Wonder Woman, there's room enough in the market to have multiple versions of those characters in the same scale that it won't really cannibalize each other in the market. But like character like Two Face, even though like there's people that want him, I don't think there's that many people that want the character to like make it so like multiple companies are doing high ESs of the same one, right? That's same. Another thing I'll
Mhm.
mention, this looks like this is definitely a 3D render and not a like printed
Right.
piece.
Right.
Depending on this, so like this coin, you're looking at this coin and it looks, oh, it's so detailed,
Mm-hmm.
right? Look at the size of this coin on your screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's if you think about what size a coin should be, that is bigger than what a normal coin would be in real life,
Because it's a
right?
it's a dollar. It's a dollar joint, right?
Yeah, right. I
So
don't
it's
think
so
so.
it's,
It
so
might
it's
be
bigger.
slightly bigger. Look at his hands, but like also understand that this is magnified. This is bigger, right? It
Mm-hmm.
and also the fact that when you think about this being like if you think about if this was a real coin with a real man and then you scale it down to 1/4, a lot of the detail that you're seeing on this coin is not going to show up on the actual coin that he's holding in his hand, as well as some of the detail on his skin and like on his face, and because of the material they use as well, it's not
Mm-hmm.
going to show up in the actual printed thing. But it's nice to see the like 3D sculpt and see how cool that looks like. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just the nature of the thing. It's just like the smaller you make something, the less detail will be visible.
Well,
Like
that's true. Yeah,
and
exactly. Um, I think that actually that makes a lot of sense now that Jeff said that. I appreciate him saying it because I don't know if you guys remember, but last year Twitter had revealed at San Diego Comic Con a Batman in 6 scale and an Aquaman in 6 scale, where the Aquaman was like on a wave, and then the Batman was like this, well,
hmm
like this with
hmm
he's throwing a batarang, and I was like, yo, fam, like they need to make these exact statues in quarter scale because like I would purchase these two in quarter scale, but
hmm
nothing never came out about it being in quarter scale, and that makes a lot of sense because obviously Sasha's making more quarter scale Batman, right? I mean, we already know they're working on quarter scale Batman,
Is
and
Aquaman already on sale?
no. Well, no, I don't think either one of those from Twitter are on sale yet.
Okay, that still means that means there's still hope for Aquaman to be in quarter scale.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking I see why you said that, um, but I also can see Sideshow doing Aquaman again because I mean the last time they did Aquaman was when like two
Jason
three years
Momoa?
ago. Yeah, it was like two three
I
years
don't know.
ago, 4 years
I don't think
ago.
I don't think Sideshow will do an Aquaman.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think they just give us another Batman statue. Hey,
Just
give the
another
people what they
Batman.
want.
Another Batman.
Yeah, people seem to want Batman. How many? Like, think about the number of Batman statues Sideshow is doing on their own. They're making like no, clearly, people love Batman. And I think that's probably the most popular statue character to make a statue of when you think about it. And it's weird because it's DC and it's not Marvel. It's been up for a long time. Batman is yeah. Aquaman is probably only gonna be core 6 scale, unless
Yeah,
later down the line, Sideshow acquiesces and
I
Tweeter
think
had
they will.
puts. I don't know. They probably Tweeter probably would have asked already. They probably would have because they know people would want that. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, if they didn't come out with it, it's safe to assume the answer was no.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, yeah. But like, what's the name of that too? Right, Batman's probably like one of the most popular characters. Like in terms of what people want to collect a statue of, you think
Mm-hmm.
about how many versions of that character are out there in the market, and it just keeps selling out. People want Batman statues, right? Um, Prime One does like multiple versions of the character, and it doesn't seem to affect like they sell out. You know, at the same time, Sideshow is doing multiple versions of Batman. They just did the Begins. I think it's basically the Bale Batman. They did that. That one is pretty good. They're like gonna release the one on the bicycle. They did the Dark Knight Returns. They're sculpted by Bell. They did. They got multiple Batman statues in the pipeline and already up for sale. So it's crazy. It's always crazy to like take note of these kind of trends in the industry and what people are collecting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So also this piece here, well, this picture here is of spec fiction. Everyone knows that Todd is opening a actual physical store, sort of like Marcos, and this, he shoots posted some updates of the how that's going, and so this is pretty cool. I guess I'm assuming this is the entrance of the store. Um, and you walk in, it's like you in space or something. It's pretty cool. It's cool. It's a cool touch.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
XM is doing Disney. I know we already talked. I know people have already seen this. Um, how do we feel about XM doing Disney? I think it's funny, actually.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
small.
get it. I again, XM doesn't do affordable, so I would never spend whatever they'd ask for this. But I can
Mm-hmm.
see a Disney fan, like someone who's like a big fan of like classic Disney, because Fantasia is like, it's one of those classic animated films, and I
Yeah,
know it costs a lot of money to produce, and because like the animation in it is insane and very time consuming, and a lot of beautiful stylized stuff in there.
and those Disney
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Mouse fans, man. I mean, there's a ton of them out there. Like enough being
Yeah.
for it. Like it's
Yeah.
a smart move by them. If you've ever
Yeah.
seen how many of those people there are, I mean, they're fanatics.
Late Night Trip says big market. I think that's true. There
Mm,
is a big market for Disney, Mickey Mouse, and all that stuff.
But
yeah.
does XM have access to that market? Like, basically, do those people know about XM? And will XM have the marketing push to make them know? Is this going to be sold in the US?
Well,
I assume it
I
will
would
be,
assume so, and
right?
I think I would assume that if Disney's partnering with XM to make this piece, they're going to also partner with the marketing, and Disney's going to make sure that this gets seen by whoever it needs to get seen by,
I
whoever their
don't think
target
so. I
audience is.
mean, they give
Yeah.
like a bunch of people the Marvel license, they don't market it for them. I think it's
Mm,
all up to the company to like push the product. Something that might help them is if this also has a US license, if they can make this available at the theme parks, the
mm,
places where like and I think definitely it would do well for them. Probably help XM's name get out even more to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And it might also open the door for if this does really well and this has a US, it might open the door to like Disney saying, you know what, maybe you guys deserve to have that quarter scale Marvel license for the US. Sideshow can finally have some competition. I don't know what Sideshow is, who they're blowing at Disney or how much they're paying, but for some reason, to this day, Sideshow has a monopoly on Marvel in the US.
Mhm.
Have you noticed? That's why no one can compete with them on that front. No company that makes Marvel statues has a US license for it. And so they barely make Marvel stuff, like especially Marvel comic stuff is what I'm trying to say. And I know for a fact it's because behind the scene, Sideshow is using mafia tactics.
Sideshow is the mafia, by the way. I don't know if you knew
Yo,
that.
man.
Listen, man. Listen. It is what it is, man. It is what it is when it comes to these
Disney had
pieces.
like this Mickey plush that was like they were doing one every month, and like it was $25 to go get it, and my wife's sister wanted us to go get one. I was like, man, and you had to stand in line early in the morning before the Disney store opened. I was like, man, I'm gonna stand out in the line for no stupid plush. And then she showed me on eBay the pre-sales for it before it even got out, and it was like $500, and you had to get. I was like 25, 500. I said, what time we got to go? You know,
Oh
and by
man.
then I was there every single month. You know, you could get like two per person, so we had a kid stand in line too. I was like, man, I'm selling this crap, and it would sell out the same day on eBay. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was stupid, but
Wow, that's
straight up,
crazy.
like man. So that's the only reason I know there's so many Mickey Mouse fanatics.
Oh
Crazy.
wow, that's crazy. We already talked about this, but more pictures of this. This is more of the pictures that we um more of
No.
the Iron Studio stuff. Yeah. So there's two bases to this, by the way. So there's this short base, and there's this bigger base that he sits on. So there's like two different versions, depending on what you're into.
That's pretty awesome. I want to
Yeah.
get the one with all the hyenas.
It's like there's three bases actually. So you have this, and then there's this. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know. We have the Batman, the Catwoman, of course. Iron Studios quarter scale. Again, this is a cool piece. It's cool, but there's too much competition out there to really pay that much attention to it.
Hmm.
um, so it's kind of. I think it will sell. I don't know if it'll sell well, but I mean, people will purchase the same character multiple times as we seen what's anything Batman related. So.
I think even people would choose this one probably if like the likeness is fine for some. You know, it depends on how exacting you are and like demanding you are for like accuracy in that regard. Because this could still end up being cheaper than the other options by a little amount. And some people are like, you know what, I'd rather save maybe $50 or $100 and get this instead. Uh,
Hmm.
and when I say that amount, I'm comparing it to what I'm assuming the quarter scale from Darkseid is gonna cost
Hmm.
or cost. I have to just check to be sure.
The Batman Beyond piece from Iron Studios. Again, this piece is cool. Buck thinks that the base the force perspective base works better on this 10th scale. Um, but I think it's cool. I think the force perspective is more tolerable in this smaller scale. You know, I still not a fan of it, but I think it's more tolerable in smaller scale. So Boba Fett and Rancor. This is a pretty cool piece. Do we know the height on this? How tall this is? It's 1/20th scale, but how tall is it though?
No idea. Probably be big. Is there a picture of it next to a person like the other ones?
No, I don't have that picture for whatever reason. I don't know what happened. But hey, it is what it is, I guess.
I'd say it's probably as big as someone's torso. Is my guess. They said
Right.
1/20th. 120th
Yeah.
model. Okay.
Yes.
So if you go back to a picture where we have one of those like 110s next to a person. Okay, so no, go
So I'm trying to.
to the like maybe the Batman Beyond with
Hmm?
the yeah. So if you look at that, see how much space, how much height that's taking next to the guy, do a little guesswork. You have him, and you put him there. I'd say yeah, probably the Rancor with the Boba, possibly the height of like waist to collarbone
That's okay.
around that.
Okay. It's still a decent sized piece there. Shout out to Star Wars. Ninja Turtles, 110 scale, Master Splinter. I'm assuming have they done Turtles in 10 scale? Yes, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it
Yeah,
looked
okay.
really good too.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Glad they're doing that. Now we're here to talk. We're here to talk about Legendary LBS doing DC, Justice League, Batman Core, Superman Core. So what does that mean when we say Batman Core, Superman Core? Is that Batman and the villains? Is that Superman and the villains? What exactly does that mean? ISO on Trey.
uh, I would say it mainly focuses on like the core, like the Batman rogues, Superman, villains is what he's trying to say with that. And then of course, Justice League is all the characters part of the Justice League. So it'll you can think of it, it should be there, but like we talked earlier, are they going to support specific characters coming? And I think that's probably your only limitation. So if you're ready to play, he's ready to play too.
Right.
You know?
It's up to y'all, pretty much. What y'all trying to do?
Yeah, he's Michael
Basically.
Jordan, so he's ready to win the championship. So just depends on what trophy you want.
Right. Yeah. I know a lot of people were excited about this. I know a lot of questions came. What scale? What pose? Is it going to be dynamic? Is it going to be? I think the Prestige series is more museum, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. So that there's that. Um, what characters, competition with Prime One. I was hearing a lot of that. I caught a little bit of a few minutes of the Chris the BSC his video.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone said he pulled over on the side of the road to make the video. That was funny.
Yeah.
Um, my man had to get his thoughts out fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's breaking news, man. Breaking
And
news.
it's
Breaking
going to be
news.
more museum, but there can be um, some dynamics to some of the characters, just depending on which ones they are. But look at more museum style, especially for like your Superman, your Batman, Wonder Woman, etc. But depending on what that character is in the future, it can have some dynamics to it.
So will this will this alter Prom One's plans in any capacity? But
Nope.
I didn't think so either.
LBS is so slow, slower than Prime One, which is that's saying a lot. But I think there's enough room for both companies to do their thing in this space.
And I think hopefully you'll see a difference in that speed um, moving forward. Just remember me saying I think you'll see a difference in the speed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you're going to see. You're not getting 10 and 15 DC characters in a year because, like I've
Right.
said before, that is not going to be beneficial to the collector because they're not going to be able to get. I mean,
Right.
he's spending $15,000-$20,000, and just on this, like it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be beneficial. So
Mm-hmm.
if you see 4 or 5 DC, come out 6 DC, you got the same thing coming with Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair to say. I think like I said, and also LBS style is so different from Prime One. They both have a unique feel, And with the fact that LBS is more or less doing like this museum, they're pretty committed to the museum look. And
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some behind the scenes stuff, and they're staying pretty faithful to that. Even
Hmm.
with this collection, it's just not the same kind of stuff you're getting from Prime One. I feel like if you're the kind of person who's gonna get LBS, you're gonna want that theme continued with the characters that they're doing. You're
Hmm.
not really going to get that from a Prime One. Like, depends on which Prime One it is. But I think generally speaking, if you're gonna get the LBS, you're gonna want to see that continue, especially because there's a heavy emphasis on Alex Ross style. Like, I know there's gonna be other switch outs, but like there's a heavy emphasis on having the Alex Ross style, like carried across multiple characters. And so if they're gonna do that, if you're gonna have Superman, you're gonna have Batman looking like Alex Ross, and if those are the switch outs you want to use for maybe the portraits, you're gonna say, I mean, are you gonna get like a Wonder Woman that looks less like Alex Ross? Some people might, because they might think the Alex Ross Wonder Woman looks too mannish. But again, it's
Yeah.
that kind of thing where I think, generally speaking, if you get from LBS, you're gonna want to continue buying from LBS.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Fair
agree
enough.
with you. And if you saw Jay said this earlier in his channel, um, up to six, switch out options, like head switch out options, if possible. So hopefully he's going to make a lot of people happy. Like depending on, what your
What you
ideal Superman is.
Hmm.
right? Yeah. Look at this. Already two different head sculpts right there.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
personally, I'm not fond of the Alex Ross, but I'm fond of this one. This
Hmm.
one,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
struggling to place the artist. Maybe if I see like the full like portrait, like
Mm-hmm.
that's inspiring this. But yeah, this looks good. One thing I'll mention though, if you go back, come on, Jay, what is that material for the cloak? What's that supposed to? Is that stone? Don't do that, please. Make it fabric. Make it fabric. Or I don't know. Is that meant to be leather? Doesn't look like leather. Why does Superman have a leather cape? Stop it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do make it something that makes sense.
Listen,
Please.
hit up Jay, man. Listen, Jay probably had you do some pieces, man. Work on some pieces.
Nah. I'm not trying to work on Superman. Right now, I want to see Spider-Man. We've seen Venom. Come on. Bring it, and I mean, when I say see him, bring him out completely. I want to see the painted Spider-Man, and then I'm gonna get those, and I'll tell LVS adios for now. I don't want to be collecting like one third too much. We need a lot more competition when it comes to like Marvel statues. I'm really happy that LBS is entering the foray in one third,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to see that PCS got the MVC license. So you're gonna be able to do more Marvel pieces outside of the specific video game stuff they've been doing. They're gonna get like the designs for the Marvel versus Capcom. They can do that, and I hope that even expands further to comic licensing. Because man, I don't like the fact that Sideshow is the only game in town for Marvel, and I'm a Marvel fan. I wish that Prime One had a Marvel license. I wish they did, and like you might see Sideshow doing things differently. They might actually
Mm-hmm.
act like they need to give a shit. They do. They care, but like they might they might care more if they had more competition on the Marvel front. And right now, they more or less do not. They just have the monopoly there. So I like seeing
Mm-hmm.
more people with that license. That's why I really want like Jay to like push out those Marvel pieces at like at a better pace.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good deal. Let's see what we got here. This Superman, right? So this is from Infinity and Penguin.
Oh wow,
This
Yeah,
this is a
this is the one I
teaser.
want.
wow! This is
I
Yeah.
want that.
oh man, I'm gonna. That is crazy. Are you sure it's from Infinity?
Yeah, it's
Infinity
down
Studio?
down at the bottom, isn't it? Or am I
It just says
tripping?
Penguin Toys. I don't think Infinity is involved. Is that?
Um, And
Let's see.
no limit or something like that.
It
Limit.
says Limit Studio. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because oh
Limit.
man, I
Okay,
can't
I'm
imagine
tripping then.
this. Is this even licensed? I don't think this is licensed because it doesn't look good enough to be licensed.
Well,
Some
Penguin is the least licensed place, right?
is it? I don't know. Well,
Well, they just did the super this
actually, it is
the
licensed.
Superman we were looking at earlier, the Henry Cavill with the black
Yeah,
suit.
plus
They
it's
they did that
licensed. They put the logos for DC and Warner Bros. In the corner.
right. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Cause I'm up at the face as well. I like the texture on the suit, the way you can see it making. I forgot what they call those kind of patterns in nature.
It's
But
like
those
hexagon or
circular,
something.
like circular patterns you're seeing on the suit on the blue. I like
Mm-hmm.
that, But his head sculpt is weird. His lips look thin and his mouth looks small. The shape of his head is off, man. So probably need to
Same
see
company
them.
that put
Yeah.
out the Killing Joke bus
Yeah. And
from
it,
Ah,
from last week that we looked at. Okay,
that,
and that one was less than 2,000.
yeah.
So
okay,
I'll
okay.
do. I'll grab this, man. I like this so much. I can't stand it.
Boy,
Yeah.
Delaney, boy, he come through with the facts. I like all that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like yeah,
Especially when it comes to that DC.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know, man. Got to see it again because right now, even the heat vision eyes, they look like a hole in his head, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I want to see it without the heat vision on, and see the thing without so much shadow. See that base. What's going on? Is that? I'm gonna assume it's Metropolis, but it looks, you know, want to see
It
what's
does
going
look like
on. See
it's
it
like a
portrait properly.
storytelling base. It looks like it's trying to tell a story at the bottom. You know how
Is
it
it?
does like the little
Yeah.
like
Who
looks like
knows?
it's you know I don't know. We'll see though. Maybe you know what I should have did. Maybe I probably should have brought up the lifted the shadows and all that good stuff on this. Maybe we might have been
Yeah.
able to get a little sneak peek into that. That's my fault, y'all.
Love the arms and the way the suit, like the like the blue they've used for the suit, and the way his arms are folded, sculpted really nicely. I like the forearm muscles poking out, the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
triceps, all that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that part of it looks freaking crispy. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I'm not feeling too much of the rest of the statue. I want to see more, but I don't know if seeing more will actually improve my opinion.
And
We'll see.
unless it just is messed up when we get to see more, like this is gonna be my first bust. Like that's
Yeah.
coming. Like, like it's Deion Sanders coming.
So I want to just before we move forward, I just want to put everyone on notice that we are doing a giveaway. Um, and if you look in the comments, I just put a comment there. We're doing a giveaway with a link to a video that tells you exactly how to get entered for that statue. We're giving away a statue and an art print, a Spider-Man art print, and we're also giving away a Macho Man uh, PCS statue, all sponsored by our people at Collector Zone. Um, there was something else I was going to show you. Oh, make sure also too before as we continue to move forward, make sure you hit the like button because this is what helps people. This gets shared to other people, so make sure you're doing that. But just wanted to take that brief intermission to let you guys know about that. All right. Okay. Cool. So let's move forward. So you were just talking Spidey, Buck. Here we go.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm not a fan of these storytelling bases.
What? Are you kidding me for real?
I think it gets too much. On this piece, I'm kind of happy it's at the back, so I don't have to see it. But even on the front, it's got this weird. So I like the villains actually. I'll say that. But the stuff below that, this high relief style they're doing on the base for the story, where they just put in different suits, different, like doing whatever they want, just put a bunch of random shit in there. I don't like that. It's definitely not for me. And I also hate what I've seen of this statue from the front. It's like Green Goblin and I think Mary Jane and Gwen. It's like a high relief as well. If I got this statue and I loved everything else about it, first thing I would want to do, I would take sandpaper, I'll sand that off, and then I put like a stone texture, so it's not there anymore. And because I kind of just I feel like it takes away from the character, and I think it's getting too much, just like too much focus on these storytelling bases. This is LBS.
Mhm.
Oh, this is LBS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
and this
yeah.
is Spider Man.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you nah, Buck, you wildin', ain't no way. Bro, look at this, bro. You got Mysterio. Bro, you got all the villains right here, the Sinister Six.
At the back of the statue, you're not gonna see them.
So what's on the front?
Spider-Man with well, there's like pictures that escaped a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
you
We
know,
ain't got we don't gotta leak
yeah,
nothing. We ain't gotta leak nothing. We
yeah,
ain't gotta leak.
yeah. It's like one thing I'll say. Spider-Man is pretty impressive right now, though. I don't have a portrait that I love. Please, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
make your work, please. This is my favorite character. I need him in one third.
Yeah, you're a way bigger Spider-Man fan than I am. I love Spider-Man, but you are like true to your heart. I love this
Yeah.
statue. I've seen every part of it. I love it. Like it's gonna fit well into my collection. But like for a true Spider-Man fan, I hope he does everything you want. But I know Buck, you can just message him and talk. So I hope
Yeah,
you get
you're
what you
right.
want.
You're right. The thing about me is on one hand, I don't like telling like an artist what to do to please me. I wanted to fulfill their vision, and if I like it, I like it. And so
Hmm.
I don't want to go tell Jay, oh, this is what you need to do for my sake. But like, I think I might have to do that with this piece. 'Cause
Uh, yeah,
no, I don't hate this piece at all. Don't even get it
yeah,
twisted. These tiny things that I'm not crazy about, but those can be rectified, or I can look past that. The thing that just needs to be friggin' awesome is the
yeah.
character, and so far it's looking really good. I'm just not in love with any of the portraits yet. So
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's why I'm so bought in too, is because just what you said. I think this is fantastic, but Jay will actually listen to you. And it's all about just getting the most definitive piece out there possible. So I think that's great that, Buck is saying it, because if he can make it even better, shoot, I'm all in.
yeah,
Right.
okay.
Right.
It might be hearing from me soon, Jay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was just some pictures of Flash from XM. And I just some decent pictures, so I just figured I'd capture them and post them here. Pretty cool. And this is actually a very old picture. This is old. This is like 2022, like early 2022, probably about a year ago at this point. Um,
Hmm.
XM Studios talking about Galactus supposed to be sitting down and on Throne and all this other stuff. And it's been a year, man. It's about time y'all give us another update on this piece, man. Y'all first talked about him in 2021, talking about how you're going to produce this. It's 2023. What have you done in 2022 since you said something? Like I need more. I need an update at this point. Like I need to know. I may or may not get this piece because now you're
Yeah.
telling me he's going to be 50 inches tall. He's going to be sitting down. He's gonna be bigger than the what's the Hulk name Maestro. He's gonna be bigger than him. Like this might be too damn big for me, but I at least want to see it. Just show it
And
to
too
me.
damn
Let me see.
much.
And too damn much. Yeah, too damn big and too damn much. It's two things. You want $3,000 for this piece. You're not getting $3,000 out of me. Okay, I'm just being honest. Uh, I'll go get that sideshow for 600 and put it on the riser before I pay $3,000 for this. I'm just being 100.
Yeah.
Listen, it is what it is. But I just want to know what I'm working with, just to be upfront. Keisha said, "Throw a rock at the bird." That's funny. That's abuse, Keisha. We can't do that. Okay. Um, let's see. All right, that was it. I just wanted to go on a tangent, but here we go. We got the Iron Man. He's now officially revealed. Like I feel like I've already seen this piece, like the entire piece, but he's now in the XM Studios store in Singapore. I think their store is in Singapore. And so yeah, he's here now in all his full glory. There he is. Um, I'm sure now that he's in store, we'll start seeing more videos of him online because you're gonna have people go to the store and check him out and start posting videos and pictures and all that. And so, I'm sure probably this coming week we'll see. Probably on the next show we'll have some videos and pictures, more pictures of this guy to show.
Mhm.
But I will say he does look cool. Again, this is not my style of Iron Man. But I do really like this piece. I think that it does like the people who are into this version of Iron Man. I think that, this is in their bag. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? I think the base is too big for like
Really?
his stance. I think they could see how it has a circular base and then it has like a pentagon around it. I think it's a pentagon or a hexagon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they pulled it in, cinched it in tighter, and they put all the mass around the circular part, it would look. I would prefer that compact base better. As for the Iron Man himself, are there other portraits other than what's on screen at the moment, or
Yeah,
is it all?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like six of them or something crazy,
There's
right?
there's like five for the premiere and three for like the regular.
I think I've seen. I don't like this portrait. I think I've seen a portrait that I like, and I like the. Yeah, I think it's a cool piece. Cinch that base tighter, but I think it's too late for that. But if that was like cinch tighter, I'd like this more. But even then, I still wouldn't be the target market because I wouldn't buy it. Like one third, I need to be super selective, so I'm not. I wouldn't
Yeah.
get it. So my opinion doesn't matter too much on that. But
Right.
it's a good piece. It's a good
I
piece.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not into one third Marvel anything. So I'm not the target audience as well. I'm not on the market for this. But like I said, for the folks who are into this, who's into third scale Marvel, I think this will work for most people. Yeah.
I'm all the way in, and I love it. I'm just waiting for the pre-order. I think they said May. I think May's a pre-order.
Late May, I think, like May
Yeah,
21st or something like that, like for the PO.
so
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I feel that. That's what's up. Oh, last picture of that. Delaney, speaking of Delaney, that's my man. So I put this in here because I watched his Zatanna premium format review. I think it was yesterday. It was like probably like 20 minutes after he posted it. I just so happened to open YouTube and saw it. I was like, oh, let me watch this. And 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 I thought to myself, what is she gonna how is she gonna look next to Swamp Thing that was kind of sitting in the back? And just sure enough, I just opened Facebook and the picture's right there. I'm like, thank God he already did because I was gonna message him and ask him to post this. And how do you guys think she looks next to Swamp Thing?
Looks pretty awesome. I
Yeah,
like
it's
the
amazing.
way she's leaning into him too. So probably definitely the way to do it if you want to display these is to have her to his at least to the left of him. All right. So I like the way it looks like she's leaning into him. I'm also gonna say like this Swamp Thing is probably one of the best statues XM has put out in a while. I think it's like I really liked. There was a time when they dropped three pre-orders DC pieces. It was this Swamp Thing, Cheetah, and Kyle Rayner, and
Mm-hmm.
I liked all three of them. And I think this Swamp Thing is a killer piece. It's just really good. Yeah, I don't know if Jeff
So
the one with the torso, extra torso.
I've really been contemplating this Swamp Thing. Um, as you know, Buck, I sent you that message. I've really been thinking about getting this piece because I don't know. I have QC issues on the sideshow one. Like I've watched YouTube videos on it, and it looks good, but not great. Like it looks like it's like the paint job isn't as crisp as I would like it to be. Just being honest, just from what I've seen, I'll go watch a few more videos, but just from what I've seen, the paint job isn't as crisp. Whereas this, I think the paint job is fine, right? And I feel like I overall would be more. I think I prefer the sideshow Swamp Thing stylistically because it's more compact, it's more stylized. I like how his arm is posed. I just like it a little bit better as far as the pose goes, but I still like this one a lot. And I'm thinking I may go ahead and pick this up. And for what it's worth, I like the Dr. Fate nod.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we'll see. I'm thinking he's gonna be my next victim.
Yeah. And I mean, this picture is really about Zatanna more than.
I know. Well, I have Zatanna. She'll be here on Wednesday. So,
Mhm.
you know, coming off of the Zatanna picture, I was like, now I'm really getting deeper into Swamp Thing. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna do an unboxing on Zatanna?
Yes, I am. I don't think I'll be able to do it on Wednesday because I got a lot going on this week with deliverables and stuff like that. So, I gotta see, and it's crazy because Wednesday I got two statues coming on Wednesday. I got Zatanna coming, and then I also have the Prime One Dark Side. The
Boss
third,
man got the money.
no. Well, nah. So, well, it's crazy because Zatanna, I used a lot of points for her, so I got her for the Lolo. And because I had like a chunk of change, a chunk of points, and so I was like, yo, let's do this right here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna have to do two unboxings, one for Zatanna, one for Dark Side. And but yeah, man, that Swamp Thing is calling my name. He's getting louder and louder every day. It's getting louder and louder.
Boss.